Well, there you go. The Toronto Raptors are your NBA champions. I am just so stunned. Oh my God. I can't believe it. I just don't believe it. This has got to be a dream. Pinch me. I'm freaking dreaming. Raptors win the title. My God, the Toronto Raptors have won the NBA championship. Canada has a championship. First time in 26 years. The last time was the 93 Blue Jays, and I was 8 years old. Now I'm 34, and finally Canada's got a title. I know, TFC, stupid MLS championship, but that doesn't count. It's not part of the Big Four: baseball, basketball, football, hockey. Imagine Canada's chokery. The Blue Jays in 2015-16 great chance to make it to the World Series, and they made a mistake against Kansas City and Cleveland. Well, Cleveland's bullpen. Football, well, of course, they're not NFL. You got the CFL. Basketball, the Raptors, year after year, that freaking bounce in 2001 when everyone said, when Kawhi made that bouncer against Philly 18 years after the fact, it's like 18 years ago, the ball finally bounces off the rim and into the net. The Raptors are going to the Eastern Final. They fall behind love 2 to Milwaukee, and they did it. They came back to win 4 straight. And they played the 2-time defending champion Golden State Warriors. And Lord Almighty, they beat the 2-time champs. They did it. They did it. And now I can put a check mark to the NBA thing. That's 3 straight NBA titles predictions I've got right. The first time since 2010 I've done that. Gone 3 straight years in the NBA. I've only missed 4 NBA predictions in 27 attempts since 1993. That's amazing. But man, oh my God. Just, oh my God. Man, and what about hockey? We don't count about the Toronto Maple Leafs. Yeah, they have a legacy of failure. And I'll probably do a video on the legacy of failure. Hopefully urinating tree freaking gets the message. But anyway, regardless of that, what about Canada in the since 1993 when the Canadians won the Stanley Cup? You got the 94 Canucks who ran into a team that deserved it more, the New York Rangers. That's fair enough. And then it took 10 years for another Canadian team to get to the Stanley Cup Finals. That was Calgary, and they had it. They had a 3-2 series lead. They had Game 6 on home ice. They had a chance to knock him off. On a Saturday night, they lose double overtime to Martin St. Louis, and then Game 7, Ruslan Fedotenko. 2006, Oilers Hurricanes. Yeah, I admit, I picked Carolina over Edmonton because I thought that Edmonton being the 8th seed, there's no Cinderella run. I knew it was wrong, but Carolina won in Game 7. And then 2007, how about that? Senators Ducks. Obviously, I couldn't pick the Senators. I mean, they're my freaking enemy. Senators Ducks. Ducks 1-5. And then 2011, the Canucks. Great season. That ghost of Luc Bourdon goal in the conference finals against the Sharks. Up 2-0 to the Bruins on home ice. Okay, every home team won the games. 1-5 for Vancouver, 3-4-6 for Boston, and then Game 7 in Vancouver. They're thinking, yes, this is Vancouver's time. They got it at home. They lose 4-0, and the fans riot for the second time in 17 years. And we haven't had a Canadian team in the Stanley Cup Finals since 2011. That's pathetic. 8 years. Probably be 2021 before we get another one. Maybe the Leafs, maybe the Jets. But not Montreal. Not Ottawa. God, I can't remember that. I'm just so stunned today. You don't know how freaking stunned I am. Game 5 loss, it tore me to pieces, and then all of a sudden, it was close in Game 6. It was in and out, in and out, in and out. Klay Thompson got hurt. It was not Danny Green's fault. Thompson just made a bad step. I mean, I hope Klay Thompson's okay. He's a good player. Without Thompson, Golden State would have been kicked in the ass. Curry couldn't do it all by himself. He wasn't LeBron. Yeah. And now it's 12:15 in the morning. And I'm going to probably not sleep that well. And worst of all, in a sense, in 9 hours, 15 minutes, I have to leave for work. Now you'll be thinking, hold on a minute, didn't you work yet today? Well, yesterday, being June 13th, on Thursday. No, I had an eye appointment. I asked to work on the Friday. And they said, yeah, go right ahead. And so, good. So, yeah, my eyes are fine. No new glasses or anything. Thank goodness for that. God. This is just fantasy land. And I'm going to tell you something. I know it seems to be self-loathing and all that shit. But you know what? This is real. Before 2019, I had been at the end of my rope trying to find work and all that. I had a good 2018 with job interviews, but then freaking nothing came apart. And I was just about to give in. But then the Raptors making a little bit of a run. And then in May, Kawhi made that bouncing shot. Game 7 of the conference semifinals. And then the next day is my job interview with Sheridan Nurseries, thanks to Agilic, the job agency that's helping me out. And I aced that job interview and I got put on the spot. I know they said, well, we can only give you 10 hours. But with my dumb luck, I'm like, I better take it. It's 10's better than 0. So that's what I did. And then, of course, the Raptors, before I start my job, go down 0-2 and then nearly choke in double overtime in Game 3 against the Bucks in the conference finals. And then for a while, the Raptors couldn't lose while I was employed and all that. I still want to have a Leafs playoff game. At least have a playoff game while I have a job. That's never happened. 2013, when the Leafs went down to the Bruins, I had started orientation the day after Game 7. And you know what happened in Game 7 of 2013. Well, I just think that Kawhi shot was the catalyst for the good luck I've been hitting. And you know, I'm not really good with good luck and all that because, you know, I usually hit bad luck and it snowballs. But thankfully, the Raptors won the NBA Finals. And you know what? With this Raptors win and all that, I think this is going to be the motivating factor. And dare I say it, in 6 months, at the end of the year, I would probably be on top of things. I hope, but you never know. I just hope that if I have a decline, it's a slow, small decline instead of a massive decline. I feel like crying, but I shouldn't cry because that would be sacrilege. Because when I did my Grandma Diamond videos for when she died 4 years ago, I didn't cry. I was close to tears, but that's sacrilege if I cry. I'm sorry. I'm just so emotional right now because, you know, I almost gave up on myself, truth be told. But yeah, this is a catalyst. You know what? I think I've got a better attitude now. If the Raptors can win an NBA final, I can get my dream job, or I can come close to my dream job and work my way up. And Sheridan Nurseries is going to basically see the full 100% what Jeff Diamond can do. I mean, yeah, it's been 4 years since I've done that type of work, but you know what? Fuck that. They're going to learn that getting rid of me won't be so easy. If they're doing the seasonal trick and leaving me high and dry in 2 months and a week, they're going to basically regret it. So, well, it's time to break out the Schweppes. That's for freaking sure. This time we really need to break the Schweppes. Oh, and a funny fact. My buddy Bill, who I've been watching games with, all NBA Finals, except for Game 3, even though the Raptors won, he basically was drinking Schweppes and all that. And I tore into him on Facebook. I said, don't you dare drink Schweppes because the 2 losses, you were heavily drinking Schweppes. And he said, wine it is, sir. So thank goodness for that. So it's time to break out the Schweppes. I still have a 6-pack of Schweppes that I didn't drink because obviously I didn't want to jinx the team. So So here's to you, Toronto. Here's to you, Canada. We did it. And honestly, here's to you, Grandma Diamond, for making me the sports fan I am. And here's to every Canadian sporting fan who passed on in the past 26 years who was hoping to see a Canadian team win a championship. And here's to you, Kawhi Leonard. Please stay in Toronto. Please, please, please stay a Raptor. We need you. And here's to you, Kyle Lowry, for staking with the Raptors, being around for like 8 years and finally getting to the light at the end of the tunnel. And of course, here's to you, Facebook friends who were supporting the Raptors. And also to my haters, take this, take my middle finger, and shove it where the sun don't shine. That is all. So thank you for watching this Raptors reaction video, quote unquote. And yeah, I'll be making lots of Toronto videos in the summertime because now I feel empowered to. So long, farewell, Wiedersehen, and good. Bye, Golden State. You are O-U-T. Oh. That's a burp of victory. That's a burp of freaking victory.